guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sagwadi Wakarabutla and it's the night shift edition. Yeah, yes, because guys, you guys sleep early in third year? Jesus. Sure, let's strong, eh? Anyway, guys, let us go right into the issue. Okay, these days I don't appreciate enough. Guys, thank you so much for 3,500 subscribers. Thank you for joining my channel and supporting me to be able to connect with you. I really appreciate it, and I do not take it for granted for 1 second. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching my videos and not skipping ads. It makes a difference in my life. Today we're going to be doing the Law of Contract Assignment 1 2025 Semester 1, and the question goes like this. Jack wants to sell his Yamaha speedboat. He approaches Jill, who sells speedboats for a living, and asks her if she is interested in buying his Yamaha speedboat. Jill signs an offer and submits it to Jack for the Yamaha speedboat. I'm just gonna say speedboat because does the brand matter? For $200,000 in a document titled Contract of Sale. The offer sets out all the relevant and material terms, and it includes the following clause. This offer is irrevocable and expires at noon on 5 March 2024. A signature by the seller will indicate his acceptance as well as the conclusion of a contract of sale. On the 4th of March 2024, Jack signs the contract of sale document and he inserts the date of his signature therein, but he forgets to immediately inform Jill he has done so. Only on 8 March, Jack informs Jill of his acceptance. Jill indicates to Jack that their offer lapsed on 5 March and that Jack did not inform her of his acceptance timeously. Jill further informs Jack that she no longer wants to purchase the Yamaha speedboat. Jack approaches you for legal advice. Assume that a valid offer was made by Jill to Jack for the Yamaha speedboat. You must assume further that Jack's acceptance was unqualified and that he was the correct person to accept Jill's offer because the offer was made to him, and also that he was conscious and aware of the offer that was made to him when he signed the contract of sale document. You must advise Jack only about the relevant aspects of his acceptance which are pertinent for this factual scenario. By making reference to case law that you were required to read, and also by referring to the prescribed textbook, you must further advise Jack about his concern that he only informed Jill after 5 March 2024 that he accepted Jill's offer. Ultimately, you must advise Jack if a legally binding contract was concluded between him and Jill. Discuss fully. Do not apply direct resilience theory and the doctrine Eustace era doctrine to this question. Also, do not apply the Consumer Protection Act 68 of 2008. Okay, so note the following. The assignment carries 10 marks. Only focus specifically on the legal issues which are relevant for this question, because your answer must not exceed 1 typed page or 2 pages, 2 written pages. Do not apply the direct reliance theory and the Eustace era doctrine. Oh, it's Latin, eh? Okay, so it says 1 page. So may I do elaborations, ne? But in order for me to not confuse you, we're gonna do exactly what the lecturer wants. The lecturer says that you must focus specifically on the legal issues, right? First and foremost, I just answered in the in the prescribed way that makes things easier. At first, my first heading would be the legal issues, and I sum them up in about 2-3 sentences, but I've given you pointers. In your legal issues, you must ask, or there must be a point that says, that recognizes that the main issue is whether Jack's actions amounted to a valid acceptance of Jill's offer. The other issue is the legal requirement for valid acceptance and the implications of a prescribed mode of acceptance. And yeah, those are the 2 key issues. The key issue is whether Jack's actions amounted to a valid acceptance of Jill's offer. The main issue is the legal requirement for valid acceptance and the implications of a prescribed method of acceptance. Okay, you must have those 2 points amongst others that you will put. And then we're gonna look at the relevant law. Number 1, requirements for a valid acceptance. For valid acceptance, it must be unconditional. For an acceptance to be valid, it must be unconditional, made by the intended offeree, reflect the conscious response to the offer. Okay, those are we are looking at relevant law, right? We are looking at number 1, for an acceptance to be valid. First, we need to define that. It has to be unconditional, it must be made by the intended offeree, reflect the conscious response to the offer. Number 2, this is still under the relevant law, and I point things that you must have under there. Requirements for a valid acceptance. I've said point number 1 with a few pointers in there, and then I highlight that Jack's acceptance met the basic criteria on top, right? That's the relevant law, right? Or the relevant rules, if I may say, for a valid acceptance. The method of acceptance. The offerer has the right to choose the method of acceptance. Jill's offer specified the contract would be concluded upon the seller's signature. Once the seller, the person who's selling Jack, signs, that is the mode that Jill prescribed for the acceptance of this sale. Okay. The case law that is relevant is Pillay versus Shaikh 2009, then Terry versus Salfa 2020. In Terry, the court concluded that when an offer is structured as a written contract signed by the offerer, the required mode of acceptance is the offeree's signature. Okay, let's read that. I'm showing you why it's relevant in this case. Again. Okay. The case law that is relevant under the subheading of method of acceptance, it's Pillay versus Sheikh 2009, Terry versus Salfafa 2020. In the case Terry versus Salfafa, I'm saying Salfafa and Salfafa, the court concluded that when an offer is structured as a written contract signed by the offerer, the required mode or method of acceptance is the offeree's signature. The offeree being Jack and the offerer. Now, there was in the question, we have a question of when this was communicated. Let's see. This will tell us whether this contract is binding or not. According to the general rule of information theory, acceptance must be communicated to the offerer to form a contract. Okay? Exceptions arise when the offerer abandons the need for notification and or prescribes a method of acceptance that does not require communication. So they're saying that acceptance, according to the general rule of information, acceptance must be communicated to the offerer to form a contract, right? However, in peculiar situations wherein the offerer abandons the need for notification and prescribes or comes up with another route, right? That is another method of acceptance that does not require communication. Just like in this case, the method of acceptance is the signature before the expiry date. So the communication is now taken out. It really doesn't matter as long as it's signed on time. In the case Withoek Small Farms versus Amberson Rice Properties, the court asserted that when acceptance is tied to a signature, time and place of contract, conclusion is determined by the signature irrespective of external factors such as notification. So it doesn't really matter because now the contract had to be signed on time and before it lapses, before the 5th of March noon. And now Jack signed that contract before then. Okay? So even if he communicated it late, it becomes irrelevant. I hope I'm making sense. Now, I'm just trying to show you how to go about and to show you the cases that you must look into, okay? Now, we have dealt with case law again under that. Now, we have to advise Jack while applying the relevant principles. You're going to point out that Jill's written offer specified that the contract would be concluded upon the seller's signature. This prescription eliminated the requirement for separate communication for acceptance. Jack signed the contract on the 4th, fulfilling the prescribed mode of acceptance. Upon signing, he validly accepted the offer according to Jill's terms. So even if he did not let her know on time, as long as he signed on time, there's a contract that is created. Regardless that, okay, I've already said this. Regardless whether Jack informed Jill on time, the contract is valid because he signed before the prescribed expiry date. Now, my advice to Jack is for him to know that a binding contract was created on the 4th of March 2024 upon his signature, and a binding contract is valid between him and Jill. There is a matter of they have created a contract, so obligations are there. The delay in notification to Jill of acceptance does not affect the validity of the contract. This is because, according to that clause, communication was not a requirement under Jill's terms for acceptance of contract. Now, Jill has an obligation to buy to purchase the speedboat, and Jack has the obligation to deliver it. Now you can draw your own conclusion. I really hope I did shed light here as much as possible. It should be an easy one, but do not go lazy about it. Please don't forget to reference. And yeah, I think I've made things easier for you because I've written even the relevant case laws in this matter. I love you so much, and you're doing the best. You are doing well, okay? I know that day is it's very like that, but you are doing the best. I will see you on the next one, because from today we are really hitting it hard on second and third year modules. I love you so much. Mwah!